was there ever anything Danny did or said on a hangout or date where you were like, I wish he hadn't done that? If not, awesome. But if so, we need to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We're Threezus, there's three of us. We're weird as fuck and that's our deal. This could go anywhere, so buckle up and Threezus take the wheel.
Welcome.
Welcome.
欢迎你们. That's welcome in Chinese.
Yeah, it is.
我不会讲国语.
That's correct, Danny. Danny just said I
I am
cannot speak Chinese.
Oh, wait.
All right, Danny, not Chinese.
안녕하세요.
All right, guys, before we get too sidetracked, welcome to the Threezus podcast.
Hey, for those who are watching, you may notice that we're slowly using less and less things. So I'm thinking probably by like a couple weeks from now, we're just going to like drive in our cars and yell at people our podcast material.
Yeah, I also, without recording it in any fashion.
It'll be our take on a live show.
I thought the direction
Live
you were
for one person.
I thought you were like the direction you were taking it was that like eventually it'll be like a single camera, like a meadow, a fire made out of like sticks, and then the three of us.
That's our
huddled around
lighting.
it.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Daniel does like lighting fires.
I love fire.
All right, so
Wow.
Daniel's a pyromaniac. Welcome to the Threezus podcast, the show where
This
we
is
talk
having
about whatever we feel like. Now, if you are listening to us on wherever you get your podcasts, thank you for doing so. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube,
Gracias.
wherever. And we have an exciting announcement that we would like to tell you about.
What?
We would like you to go to Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star review for the Threezus podcast. We would like
We're
you
thirsty for those
to
5-star
write
reviews.
whatever you want under the 5-star review. We will then be going through our 5-star reviews and we'll be picking out some favorites from whatever people write, and we'll be reading them on the podcast and shouting y'all out.
But
Yes.
only 5-star reviews. If
That's
you leave
right.
a 4-star review,
We're
you're
not
dead to
reading
me.
You're dead to us.
Yeah.
So also you can leave YouTube comments. We may read from those. And in fact, I had a couple YouTube comments that I picked out before the show that I wanted to share with you guys.
Ooh.
All right. This first one is from Fortnite Trolls on YouTube.
Wait,
He
is that
says,
trolls
Is that their
with a
name?
Z?
No, it's actually Trolls spelled correctly, except it's missing one of the L's. So it's like
Okay.
Fortnite
TROLS?
Trolls.
Maybe
Yeah.
they're from like Sweden or something.
Fortnite Trolls.
Fortnite
All right. So it
In reality,
says
it's a 9-year-old. Yeah.
it says y'all should be called threesomes.
Ooh.
So I hope
No,
that's
That's
not
a
thank you.
different podcast.
Yeah.
And I like the thank you for the feedback, Fortnite Trolls.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on why, but we didn't pick that to be our name.
Yeah, I think we definitely thought of it.
and
we were really considering it.
It's
for
so
like a
hard
second.
to articulate why we might not want to be named
Yeah.
threesomes.
Threesomes. Yeah.
But we'll think about it, and we might need to change our theming a little bit. But
Yeah.
tune in next week for the threesomes podcast.
Threesomes. There's 3 of us. Where we're just fucking we fuck each other.
Yeah, all right. It's less
Anyway.
catchy, and that's the only reason is that it makes the theme song less catchy.
Yeah.
All right. Our second commenter is named Jack Turley. I'm reading.
Oh, what's up, Jack?
I'm reading their
What's up?
name because they made a public comment on a public
Yeah,
webpage, so I can
yeah.
only
Oh, yeah.
imagine.
They're cool. If it's not like a hate comment, then yeah.
All right, and they're watching TV on ABC on Monday nights because they said, "Why are you on The Bachelor? Listen to your heart. What the fuck?"
Ah, yes.
So Jack, I guess, really wishes you weren't on TV or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Double
mean.
fuck. On
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I know. What do you have to say about that, Danny?
Like he
I mean,
wrote
here's the
one,
thing.
and then he's like, "This
Yeah.
is not enough. I need another one."
Yeah. If you have like a negative view of all that stuff, then like whatever, man. I mean, we all do
don't-
what we want.
I
and,
feel like it's not that he has a negative view. I think.
oh, it's like what the
Maybe,
fuck?
like,
Whoa, like
excited,
what?
yeah.
Oh, I misread it. I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. It's The Bachelor listen to your heart. What the fuck? Never mind. I think he has confused you for another Danny.
Yeah.
Because that's a different show.
Yeah, it is. Larson.
Well, anyway, I
Larson
mean,
into your
we'll
heart,
get
yeah.
into this more later, I think. But Danny's on TV now, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, check it out. Bachelor
job,
Presents
Danny.
Listen to Your Heart.
Bachelor Presents Listen to Your Heart. You're going to see our boy Danny on it.
Boom.
And
Shakalaka.
speaking of love and dating,
Oh.
Yes.
I think we should give someone a ring. Don't you, Daniel?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I
You
do.
could ask me.
I love ringing people.
Who do you want to ring, Daniel?
I want to ring Bobbi Bartonelli's.
Yikes. Danny, who are we calling today?
Budicelli.
okay,
No,
so-
I got this. I got
No,
this.
no, you don't. You really don't.
Barbecue Lee.
Barbecue Lays.
Barbecue Lace. So to be fair, Daniel has never met her before.
What's her name?
Her name's Bobbi Barcella. She is
That's
an
what
ex
I
of mine. No, you said like Bartonelli's. So Bobbi Barcella, she is an ex of mine, but we are very fond of each other. We met through a YouTube video idea that I'm sure I will explain.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give her a ring on the Zoom.
All right.
Now.
Here we go.
Kids call it the Zoom.
The Zooms.
Yeah.
All right, good vibes. Here we go.
Yep. Hey.
Hi.
Wow, we all screamed at once.
How's it going?
Hi guys.
Oh my gosh, your hair is very black. I like it.
Thanks.
I don't know if you just dyed it. Well, I guess not very recently because none of us can go get our hair done.
I don't remember the last time I dyed it, but in the sun you can tell it's like lighter brown, but now it's like I like this color.
How are you doing? All this is kind of weird, but
So crazy.
hope you're doing
Everything it's so weird. But just hanging in, trying to keep busy, doing what I gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
This is really
And what do
exciting
you
and
do?
fun, so I'm a dancer, singer, actor. And
Triple threat.
yeah, I started doing a lot of musical theater and everything. I'm from New Jersey, so I'm East Coast born and raised. I moved out to LA about 3 years ago.
So basically, Bobbi and I met because our friend Victoria hooked us up for a video idea that I had. It was the blind date idea.
Yeah,
where
that was
I,
a good one.
I took the idea to like a literal extent where we gouged our eyes out. No.
Yeah. That's how everyone who's blind went blind.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, luckily enough, Bobbi like said yes to one of the weirder dates I'm sure you've ever been asked on. I set it up such that our living room was all as nice as it could get in like not too long.
A nice C+.
Yeah, a nice C+. And then basically I put like a tablecloth on, and then we blindfolded ourselves. You got blindfolded before you even came into the apartment.
Literally,
which is
I
like
think
extra
Victoria blindfolded me as soon as I stepped out of the car, and like she walked me
nice.
through your whole complex to your apartment.
Perfect. Yeah,
Wow,
'cause I
that's
think-
Bobbi. Do you normally trust like dates that much? Like, is that normally like would you say that's part of your personality, or were you taken out of your comfort zone?
Well, I am a very trusting person, sometimes too trusting, but I think the fact that my
Yes.
friends, like, I kind of, like, made them / asked them to come with me, that made me a lot more comfortable.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely better.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were, like,
Yeah,
our
you had a crew of
audience
like 4
members.
people that came with us.
It
yeah.
was
Armed.
so weird, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt better because I had them with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
totally.
But definitely not something I would normally do. But it was a cool concept, and
Right,
I'm like open-minded and outgoing, so I was like, why not?
Yeah, all I had seen were pictures of you on Instagram.
That's
and
cheating.
then it is cheating, but like I wanted to know. I don't know. I was just curious. I want to see what Bobbi looked
Wait,
like.
that was the only reason that you did it? Because like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I wanted to. I guess I wanted to pre-meet her a little bit via.
I want to be blind after I've seen everything.
Yeah. I didn't know what she looked like in person. I don't know.
I remember that, and you were like, I thought you were like 5'9" or something, because I look tall in pictures.
Oh yeah, you looked really tall in your pictures.
Yeah.
Not that. Well, you're what, like 5'4"?
Yeah.
5'5"?
5'4".
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
She's
Bobbi,
not like 4'6", but yeah.
Yeah.
this is not entirely related, but last time we had a special guest, we asked them if they have any quarantine stories, and like, are there any things that have happened since the people have been locked inside that you've done or thought was interesting, or anything worth sharing?
There was one where I thought someone broke into my house.
Oh God!
Oh wow.
So, strap in, ready?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I get home, I was FaceTiming my mom on the way home. It was her birthday. I sent her these like gorgeous flowers for her birthday, and I was like,
birthday, Mom.
I didn't tell her, so she was like, oh my God, someone sent me flowers, da-da-da, and I was like, wait, FaceTime me, because I wanted to see her reaction, everything. Fast forward, I'm still talking to her on my phone on FaceTime, and I go into my apartment, and I was like, oh, like, I left a cabinet open? That's so weird. And, like, a box of cereal was right outside that cabinet, but that's not where I keep the cereal. I was like...
Cereal thief.
Okay,
He
something
was hungry.
definitely weird. Definitely
Yeah.
weird. Then I found, like, a coffee K-cup, like, on my stove in the middle of all the burners, and, like, spilled vinegar. And I was like, Mom, like, the sheer terror in my voice.
Yeah.
Literally, I was like, Mom, I think someone's in my house, blah, blah, blah.
Sounds like the worst chef ever broke into your house.
Right, I was like, what? You know, my mom's like, leave the door open, stay on the phone with me, you know, go check every room, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. So I grabbed the biggest knife in the kitchen, as if I have any skills that I know how to defend myself.
Hey, you never know.
I know, right? And you never know in that situation. So I
stick 'em with the
scout the
pointy ends.
whole.
Yeah, pointy end, yeah.
I scout the whole place. I'm literally like, if you want anything, just take it. Don't kill me.
You're like yelling
Don't
into
kill
the
me.
void.
Yeah.
Literally. And then I was like, I put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, oh, the exterminator was coming to check if like
Yeah.
he needed to respray anything or blah 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 blah.
And then
But
you
I
just
never got a
had
notice about that. So
Did you stab him?
I called the leasing office and I was like, hey, I just want to know, like, was there a visitation from the exterminator while I was gone? And they were like, oh yeah, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, cool, because I thought I was just gonna get like kidnapped. Honestly, I thought someone
Yeah.
was inside my house, like waiting for me.
That kind of reminds me of a story where when I was in high school, I drove the world's shittiest car. And one of the things about that car was that the rear passenger side window like didn't do anything, like it didn't work, like it was completely off the tracks that
God.
raise it and lower it. So you could just like press your hands up against it and like pull down and the car would just open.
That's amazing.
So my friends, my friends did a lot of things because of that. But basically, one time, my friends broke into my car that way, and at the end of the school day, I came out and I saw that everything in my car was rearranged, and there was a huge tray of like peanut butter cookies in the passenger seat.
That's sweet.
And
Wait, what do
nothing-
you mean by everything in your car was like? Do you have
Like there was
Your
random
steering wheel's
shit
on the right side.
The wheels were on the roof. Yeah. And like
There's
it
a whole
was
new car.
just
Yeah.
it was red now.
Yeah.
No, like, but just like there was shit that was normally in the back seat and the front seat now.
Oh, okay.
And then there was just sitting in shotgun was this enormous tray of peanut butter cookies, and I checked and like nothing was missing, so someone broke into my car to leave me food. And that's what, not super similar, but I
But the
also
real
didn't stab
question-
anyone in the end of that.
The real question: did you eat the cookies?
I did eat the cookies. Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Cool.
I did not check them for poison.
Amazing. So we had the entire meal. We had Thai food, right? I got Thai food from the
Yes.
local restaurant. Yeah. And it was funny because like we had to eat blindfolded, drink blindfolded. Bobby did the smart thing, which was not take it out of the like tray itself. I put mine on a plate, which I think just made it a lot messier when it came to like
Wait, did you put it on the plate before or after you were blindfolded?
Knowing Danny was after.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
during.
probably.
Yeah, probably. But we took our blindfolds off at the end to like reveal, like to see what we. Well, I guess to see what we looked like for the first time. Even though, yes, I had seen pictures. Maybe you did too.
And Bobby was like, "Well, you weren't covered in Thai food in your pictures, but
Right.
Yeah. But like we looked down at our little eating stations, whatever you want to call it. And mine was just an explosion of Thai food, and yours was really neat and well made.
you're like, that's weird. I don't remember this dish only coming with 3 noodles, but that's all I ended up eating."
Yeah.
I would like to move this along to the part where we ask your view on things, and Danny is not allowed to give input.
Yes.
We did this with me, and Danny needs to experience it.
Yeah.
So from now on, the questions Daniel and I are asking you, you have the full floor to give any, like, you can say anything about it, and Danny will not be challenging it. Does that make sense?
Oh my God. Okay.
All right, so Daniel, I'm going to ask the first question. Are you ready to follow up with
Sure,
your own?
yeah.
Yes, okay. So was there ever anything Danny did or said on a hangout or date where you were like, I wish he hadn't done that? If not, awesome. But if so, we need to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
You can also swipe left on this question. We can just ask the next one.
Swipe left. Honestly, I don't think there was.
Nice.
Yeah.
He did it. That's our boy.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and he was pretty open too. We were both super like just ourselves, and nothing he said really like set me off.
What is Danny's worst quality?
Oh, jeez, man.
His worst quality?
Straight up, like,
That's
why
a
do you hate his stupid face
Rough,
so much?
rough
I'm just
question,
kidding.
Daniel.
His worst quality. I mean, he's
Such
like
a
super
negative
hygienic. He takes care of his skin.
I don't think you heard the question. right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Oh.
Oh
his,
yeah.
His eating habits.
Ooh.
Like how
please
he-
go into
which-
detail.
which
what
thing?
about
Like
his
a
eating
college
habits?
student.
Yeah, he does.
Ah.
And
still
he's
do.
Do you
Yeah.
remember-
not.
Yeah, he still does that.
Do you remember any of the weird things that he would eat?
I mean, listen, none of it was weird. It's all delicious. It's just not good for you when you're a young adult.
Yeah.
This is coming from someone who had pizza bagels this morning, so take this with a grain of salt. Because
Not a doctor.
I'm guilty too. But no, he would have a lot of mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. And again, I can't even argue with that because mac and cheese is amazing.
Yeah, I remember being 5 years old.
Wow.
So, like, this is something that I know Danny does is I used to buy these like party pizzas things at the stores. And I don't know if Danny's ever bought one of his own, but he always eats mine.
I always bought one.
Whoa!
He then eats
I hear a lot of talking.
replaces them with an apology and then eats those too. And you're not supposed to microwave those, but he always microwaves them and he just eats them like partially raw, I think.
Yeah, but Mason, it's not like it says on the package.
It does say on the package it's not
never
for
mind.
microwaving.
Okay, well, I should look because I did that like 2 days ago.
Well, it's fine. Danny's just eating like raw dough, and that's just how it is.
That's how he likes it.
Yeah, it's
Well, I guess to balance that question out, what's Danny's best quality?
yeah. One of my questions was, what's the cutest thing Danny has done in your opinion? Which is similar. You can ask. You can
He's
answer.
like
any of those.
he's like cute without trying. Like his like little mannerisms and stuff are just cute in general.
Like
and
the pizza
he's
thing?
Very. The cool part was that he was always like, I feel like himself. Like he didn't try to be anything to like impress me. So that's one of his best qualities for sure. And
Nice.
I don't know, his smile's really cute and he's super talented.
I wanted to ask you because Danny is on Bachelor Presents Listen to Your Heart, which is a reality TV series. And I'm not sure if you've been watching or how much you've been watching, but basically Danny's on the show looking for love like all the other contestants. And I wondered if you had any thoughts on something that he could do to like maximize his chances of like finding love and making a future girlfriend, whether on the show or not, very, very happy. Any like life habits you think would be good for him to adopt, or besides the eating thing,
or get rid of,
But it doesn't have to be that specific either. Just some advice in general for him moving forward, searching for love on national television.
Well, yes, I have been watching because I know you and one other person on the show. So it's really crazy and like surreal to like watch people I know. Like, you know, I'm sure how you feel. You're like, whoa, like I'm watching myself. I can't imagine how surreal that is, let alone like how I feel watching people I know. Well, I can say one habit. I'm so sorry.
What's that?
Ooh.
If you,
Oh, Danny, you can't say anything, by the way, during this.
Oh, okay.
If you
Please go ahead.
still pee sitting down, don't do that.
But what?
Oh, if you still pees sitting down, don't do that.
Yeah.
That'll ruin a relationship. Damn.
Wait, am I supposed to pee standing up
Whoa,
all the time,
whoa,
Bobby?
hey, what happened to no talking? You're really bad at
Oh, this is
man.
really
Danny's really bad at not talking.
I remember he told me that, and I was like, I've never heard of that in my entire life. Like, you know. And I was like, why? And he's like, I don't know, I'm lazy. I don't feel like standing. And I was like, okay,
I
like,
feel like that's more effort.
Do you think that's been the main thing standing between him and love all these years?
no, it's not a deal breaker at all. Honestly, like,
And the
if you
eating
love
the raw
someone, you
pizza
love
dough.
someone.
All right, Bobby. Now, this may come across as strange,
Oh, God.
but I just need you to like look it deep into your heart. What do you honk for?
Literally, the first thing that came to my mind was like, honk for titties. Like,
Okay.
All right, Bobby honks for titties.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So.
Fair enough.
I totally would.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let me actually.
Daniel
I mean,
loves
that's-
interviewing
no,
people
that's-
when they have no hope of understanding what the
No,
questions
but
are
she
about.
like understands the prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like what's like something that maybe like people don't know much about, or like something that you're super passionate about that's like really specific.
In all seriousness, animals. And
hell yeah.
I always say that when I when I have a house or whatever and I'm settled down, I literally want to rescue as many dogs as I want.
Yeah. Fuck.
That sounds great.
Like every dog I see, I fall in love with. Like I really do, and they are so pure. And like we don't deserve them. They're better than people. It's like I could go on. And also, I love cows. a lot.
Yeah.
Cows are great. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know this about you, Bobby, but are you like me in that when you retire, you envision your
Like a ranch.
like a ranch where you
Yeah.
have like every kind of Noah's Ark animal, and you're just constantly in a big pile of all of them?
I know for a fact I want pet cows. Like I have to have more
Yes.
than one because
And
I don't want
pigs.
the one to be
Pigs,
lonely,
yeah.
you know. But like they need enough room as they need. I don't want their milk. Like I just want them to roam free and have fun. And I want to
want your milk.
hug them.
They're so cute. Have you seen that picture of like the boy that took his cow to like a competition and then they were like sleeping and the cow's like head is like
Oh
on
my
his chest and
God.
they're
I
like
just
sleeping.
think they're so beautiful. Like if you look at the
It's so
cow's
cute.
eye, like they're so pretty.
I have a bunch of cute cow and dog photos that I need to send you after this podcast
Can
because
you?
I just discovered that we have
Yeah.
similar passions.
Yes, please. I also really
I
love
wanted to.
elephants
Oh yeah, go
and
ahead. Sorry.
giraffes.
I had a because like I know that beforehand I asked if there were any embarrassing stories. But this also has to do with the fact that that I sit down peeing. I remember there was one time where this is me embarrassing for me. And you can chime in as well. I remember you were like. I was using your bathroom, and I think you were like in the bathroom while I was taking a pee because we got comfortable, to the point where I was peeing in the bathroom when you were there. And I remember just letting out like I don't know if your body just ever does this when you're just naturally on a
Talking about
toilet
farting?
seat. Yeah. I just like accidentally let out like a massive fart while Bobby was just standing there, and you were like, "Did you fart?"
It was too
I
early
like,
in the relationship for that.
Yeah,
though.
it was way too early in the
Yeah, way
relationship
too
for
early.
that. But my body just let it go, and I was really embarrassed. But I kind of was like, I mean, yeah, that was a fart. Like, I'm not gonna be like,
No, you farted.
No, you did it. But like, I definitely was like, oh gosh, I've never done this before in front of like a significant other at all, and I was
What are you
really
gonna
embarrassed.
do?
But
Your mind was telling you no, but your body was telling
your
you
body
yes.
was Well, 'cause I don't know. You're like autopilot. It was like I'm on a toilet. I'm gonna let go. And yeah.
Bobby, in your personal opinion, what's the right time for farting in front of your significant
Ooh,
other? Is
this
it
is an
like
important question.
Is it 3 days like Danny seems to think,
Yeah.
or is it? I'm kidding. But like how long should it be? Because we know Danny jumped the gun, but how long should it be?
Well, first of all, it's so okay. Like, what are you gonna do? It happens.
No, yeah, you were.
Yeah, of course.
You were cool about it.
No
I
body
remember
shaming
it was
over
literally
here.
just, did you fart? And I was like, yep. And then we just disregarded it for the remainder of time. But I still held on to it for years.
Literally. I don't know if there is a right time because I was in a relationship for like over 5 years and majority was long distance, but to this day I had never heard
So
him
you didn't have to
fart.
fart around you.
Yeah, damn.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
Maybe
All
he
right.
doesn't have a butthole.
Well,
Right? Maybe.
we'll never know if he has a butthole.
Yeah.
But
never
thank
know
you so
now.
much for coming on, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby.
guys
Thank you so much for being here. We
having
really
me. Yeah.
appreciated it.
Yeah, let's do it
I hope
again.
you're doing well.
All right, Bobby. Take care. Stay
Thank you,
healthy.
guys.
Much love.
Yeah, you too.
Bye, Bobby.
Bye.
Have a good one.
You too.
Much love.
Yeah.
I
what
think
do you,
today we learned that Danny's really bad at not talking.
dude? Well, okay, yeah. I keep forgetting the prompt of like, hey, shut the fuck up. And I just kind of go with it. And
Yeah, because we were like, all right, Bobby, this is your time to talk about the relationship. But Danny's like, one time I farted. I farted really soon. It was really loud.
She
She was
needs
right
to
there.
know.
I farted so bad.
The internet needs to know.
hey, I fart. My
man.
system works. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I
No, it's
apologize
okay.
for that.
That's funny.
I mean, it's just like, yeah, I felt like I.
Needed the world to know about you farting.
Yeah. Or if
We
like
get
there
that.
was any added context that helped anyone along, I felt like I would add that. But yeah, that's Bobby.
Yeah, so Danny, did you like learn anything new from this, or did you pretty much feel like
I mean, I guess. Well, what I'm happy to know is that it seems like she, after everything, she thinks of me very highly.
Yeah.
And
Did
vice
you think
versa,
that
of
she
course.
would not?
Well, no, I don't know. I mean,
You
it's
never
not like
can
we
tell,
like hated
dude.
each other, but like I don't
Yeah.
know if after it she was like, she looks back not fondly on it, I guess, or is
Yeah.
like, I mean, that was whatever. Like like I don't know how momentous it was for her, but
Yeah.
I guess
like a few weeks ago, I went through this ringer, right? And
Yeah.
like, as much as I know and trust Mel, and as much as I know that we're still friends, like, there, like when it's been a while after a relationship, like you never know how much is different now, because
Yeah.
like my understanding of my relationship has evolved so much, like since we broke up, and like it's hard not to be nervous about like, do they now have an opinion
that they didn't have before, and it took them a while to
and
formulate it.
and because the thing is, like, if they've been really meditating on it, in my opinion, if they have a negative opinion now, it's probably right. Like,
Yeah.
like that's my
Yeah.
personal opinion. Is like, if for some reason my ex is like, you know, after
Well,
thinking about it for 2 years,
I feel
fuck
like
guy.
that's I feel like that's only applicable if the person that you dated is like a reasonable person, though. You know, like if they're like fundamentally not like a reasonable person, then they can come to the wrong conclusion and just stick to it.
Yeah, but that's still rough because like that means that they'll still say mean things about you when you ask.
Yeah, I guess so. But in the second case where they're not very reasonable, like I don't think that it should hold as much weight.
Yeah.
It's still not great.
Well,
but, yeah.
hopefully our listeners appreciate how happy we are to have exes that still think we're okay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's like a genuine.
What
that's
more could
I
you
would
ask
want.
for?
Yeah. And also I've like in reaction to the episode where we talked to Mel, I personally felt like a lot of people were giving feedback that was like, oh God, like I don't even like, that's so weird that they're still on speaking terms. So I hope it feels less weird to people to be on good terms with your exes because that's kind of a respect thing.
I think it's good to destigmatize, or not destigmatize it, but
Normalize?
Normalize the idea of not being like, fuck my ex sucks ass. You know.
Why are you looking at me when you're saying that?
Oh,
Danny?
I don't know, because I just tilted toward you when I was saying
okay,
it. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Daniel. No, but like I don't know. I feel like it's
By the way, I don't feel that way about any of my exes.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
But Danny feels that way about Daniel.
About
still
Daniel.
love
Yeah. Daniel's my ex, and I don't like him.
All right, yeah. On that note, I think we will wrap up. Thank you so much. And like we mentioned earlier, go onto Apple Podcasts, leave those 5-star ratings.
Oh, yeah.
And
Even if you hate us.
Even if you hate us, leave a 5-star rating saying I hate these guys.
Yeah.
And we will read
5 stars,
we will read and shout out those writers and reviewer leavers on future episodes.
Yeah, say something funny,
if-
say something weird.
Say something normal, whatever you want.
Yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube, leave a YouTube comment with the same sort of thing.
Yes.
Leave
Yeah,
a
we may read
review
those too.
with also a out of 5-star rating at the end or at the beginning. Either way,
We're going to compile all the data.
Yeah, if we want you guys to become a giant Yelp army.
Yeah.
We will read our Yelpers.
You're going to be the fourth person, so it's going to be Forzas.
Forza.
And you're the fourth person.
It's like Forza.
So thank you.
All right, y'all. Have a good day. Leave a 5-star review, leave a comment, and we'll talk to you next time.
Much
Bye.
love. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh.
I love you.
Don't peace standing up.